Hi everyone, it's Vicky. I am going to start working on a new journal. We're coming into February and I found this lovely little charm while I was doing beading yesterday, and it said all you need is love. So I'm going to use that somewhere in my journal, maybe on the front. And then I dyed some papers using avocado pits and skins. So you boil them. I boiled them in my slow cooker. You just boil them for a couple of hours till the water turns red, and then you dip your papers in that red or pink water. And I've dried mine in the oven and then I ironed them, and they've come out a beautiful peachy pinky shade. And I'm going to put a piece of white next to it so you can actually see the color difference. It's really lovely. So that's going to be most of the papers inside my new journal. And today I want to work on the cover. So a couple of years ago I watched a video and they showed you how to iron the top layer of your tissue or your serviette onto a piece of freezer paper. So this is freezer paper and I've ironed it on. I did peel it off here just to see if it does stick, and it sticks well enough that I can't peel it off without tearing it, so I'm happy with that. And I could iron that part there just to stick it down again, but what I think I'm going to do is just use, this is an A4 piece of paper, like a printer page, and this is kind of the size I'm looking at. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it a little bit bigger all the way around, and that's going to be the cover of my journal. So this is a Boots shopping bag, and what I've done is I've cut it all open like that. So I've got a nice piece of brown plain paper on the inside, and I've got that on the outside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this onto there, and then I'll do a bit of Mod Podge afterwards. So let's cut this down to size. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I've sewn around the edges. I don't know if you can see that. I used a zigzag. I used it quite close together, so almost like you're doing a plique. And you can see it on that side. I did use a glue stick just to attach that paper first so that it wouldn't shift too much while I was sewing. This piece of fabric is cotton, and I dipped it in the same Avo dye that I dipped the paper in. So if I compare it to a white, you can see it's a nice peach color, and I'm going to put a strip of that down the spine. And so that's those, and then let's do maybe to there. Okay, so you can see there I've sewn on that fabric onto the spine. I used a straight stitch and I just did like a square or rectangle all the way around. So that's going to strengthen my spine, but it's also going to give me something pretty to look at on the cover of my journal. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick coat of Mod Podge over the serviette or the napkin. I'm just going to go through some of my papers and see which ones I would like to use. This is a printable, and I'll link the lady who did these. They were actually free, so she's got an Etsy store. Maybe a few tea-dyed papers. I think I want to use those two. what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to sew them together just along the top and the bottom so it becomes a pocket on each side. So this one's been sewn at the top and at the bottom, and it's like a big hollow pocket all the way through. Okay. And I'll fold that, I think like this. That'll leave a very nice size pouch pocket for something large. Okay. I found a few more papers that I'm going to use in my journal. This one is just different fonts. It's a book of fonts. That can be a page. This is an advert, and I like that picture there. So I think what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to fussy cut that out and use it later. This little notepad I thought coordinated very well, so I'll use a bit of that later. And I've got some doilies here. I quite like that peach one. This scrapbooking card, I thought the colors matched really well, and I might use that as a pocket on the inside cover. I've got a nice doily here. I think it might be a bit too big, so it might need to be folded up and made into a pocket. Just like that. I'm not going to glue it now. I will decorate it when I get to that part in the journal. This is a page from a book, and I like the flowers. I'm going to bend it a bit bigger because I really want more of these flowers to show on one page. And this is a piece of dictionary paper. And then in the dictionary I found this, so I must have done it a while ago. It's napkin decoupaged over some book page, and I think this might make a nice pocket. Also, I don't know, it's quite bright compared to the rest of my pages. I'll think about it. And what else did I have here? This was from last year. The colors are lovely. It's from Joyce Meyer. So I'm going to put this in just like this because it will fit with my pages. And then I might do something over the top of here because maybe I don't need all of that. So I'll add this in as well. And then this is some die cuts that I found that I've made, and I like the colors of these. I think they're going to go well. So those can also be used to decorate. So I've got quite a few pages here. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I think that's going to be enough. Let's arrange these in some kind of an order. So my cover, I've left it on the radiator and it's gone quite crispy. So it just needs a bit of moving around to soften it up a bit. And see how this looks inside. That looks lovely. Really soft pages fit nicely on the inside. And maybe put a pocket there. I think that needs a bit of gesso just to lighten it up. Okay, so that's done and it just needs to dry. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, I've just cut these two pieces to fit. The pattern isn't going the same way, but because it's two halves of the cover, I think it'll be fine. And let's cut out a circle. It's quite a deep pocket. I think the other one I might make it a bit smaller. So while I'm waiting for my cover to dry, I've inked that edge. Then I realized I would like to corner punch this. So I didn't fussy cut it, I just cut the top off. That part. I cut that part off. And I want to just ink around the rest of the edges. So that'll make a nice corner tuck place. And to cover that, I think a little bit of fabric. And then I'm going to look for a little label to stick over the top of that. Okay, well, looking for a label, I found a whole bunch of other things. So I found that paper that I want to use, and I found that paper that I want to use, so the journal's going to get a little bit bigger. Found a piece of scrapbooking card, so that will look great. This was from L'Occitane, and it's a sample of a perfume, and that made a lovely card. I don't know, I think I'll use it as a card. And I found this, it's the top of a library card and it says author title, and I think that might look good there. Maybe I need to just cut it a bit shorter. Maybe like that. And I'm going to stitch it. Just going to stitch it along the top. So there is maybe for my first page, and there's that one, and trim around this. My cover's dry. I might just trim that a little bit. So my book can open and close nicely. So I have sewn on that little scrap of paper onto that page, and on the other side I've sewn on a little piece as well, just a little scrap that I had. And I think I'd like to bind this now. So this is a page that is the same size as my paper. And I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in half again. And fold it in half again. So that gives me some markings. Got one hole there, one there, and one there. That's what I'm going to use as my template for binding this book. I use some sharp pokey scissors, but you can use whatever you've got. Sometimes I'll use a drawing pin, but I'm going through quite a few layers of paper right now, so I want something that's going to get through for me. And one more. Okay, so I've got my holes there. Just going to take this out. And center it here. And I'm poking it through there. 1, 2. Make sure I've got it centered. And 3. So now if I grab my big needle, this is the needle that I use. I think it's for carpets. It's got like a big part at the end. I stick my needle through there and through there, and I get it all to the right place. Should be able to clip this all together, ready for sewing. Okay. And there. Okay, I'm going to go and get some thread. Alright, so here's the journal so far. We've done the cover and we've done all the pages on the inside. I'll do a quick flick through so you can have a look. This edging here I got because I baked this Ever paper in the oven. So it's given it some nice brown edges. And this is tea dyed. That's got that edge sewn. It's got that pockets. It's like a tissue paper, but it's got little feathery things in it. That we're going to use as a pocket, so something like that. There's the middle. I might attach charms to there. I'm not sure. I've got this charm here that I still want to use. It's got 2 holes, so I'm thinking I'll thread a piece of fabric through or a piece of ribbon through and I'll put it somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it on the cover. It might get lost. And there's another one there. So this is the back of that advert. So that could be tucked in there as well, but I need to decorate it first. There's the other pockets. That page has got that piece of paper sewn on it. This one I'm going to decorate it somehow to remove some of the writing. I've tucked in a little bag that's been made with tracing paper. So it looks like a glassine bag. So you can tuck something in there. Thanks for watching. Bye.